At first glance, the hippopotamus looks like a clumsy, oversized river pig. They spend 16 hours a day napping in the mud, looking peaceful, almost lazy. But don't let the burbled breath and the wiggly ears fool you. Behind that doughy exterior is 3 tons of concentrated aggression. In the heart of the African savanna, it's not the lion or the crocodile that people fear most on the water's edge. It's the river horse. Weighing up to 8,000 pounds, these giants are responsible for more human fatalities in Africa than almost any other large land mammal. Today, we're peeling back the layers on nature's most misunderstood tank. Let's talk about that yawn. You'll often see a hippo open its mouth to a staggering 180 degrees. It's not because they're tired, it's a warning. Inside that gape are canine tusks that can grow up to 20 inches long. These teeth aren't for eating, they're purely for combat. With a bite force of 1,800 psi, a hippo can snap a 12-foot crocodile or a small boat clean in half. But their weirdest survival tool is their blood sweat. You might see a hippo turn a strange, pinkish red in the sun. For centuries, people thought they actually bled through their skin. In reality, they secrete a unique oily pigment that acts as a natural sunblock, moisturizer, and antibiotic. It's a high-tech survival suit for an animal that has no hair and sensitive skin. One of the biggest myths about hippos is that they are great swimmers. The truth? They can't swim at all. Hippos are so dense that they actually sink like stones. To move through the water, they moonwalk. They bound along the riverbed in slow motion, pushing off the bottom like astronauts on the lunar surface. This brings us to their social structure. They live in groups called bloats or pods, led by one dominant bull. These groups are incredibly loud. Their wheeze honk calls can reach 115 decibels, which is as loud as a rock concert. Recent 2026 studies in Mozambique have shown that hippos can actually recognize the voices of their friends versus strangers, and they will aggressively spray dung to mark their territory the moment an outsider's voice is heard. While they are native to sub-Saharan Africa, in 2026, the world is facing a new kind of hippo crisis. In Colombia, the infamous cocaine hippos, descendants of Pablo Escobar's private zoo, have officially become an invasive disaster. As of this week, the population has surged past 170 individuals, pushing 300 kilometers down the Magdalena River and terrorizing local fishermen. Meanwhile, just this month in January 2026, farmers in Gom State, Nigeria, have raised a massive alarm. Over 40 hippos have moved onto their farmlands, destroying hundreds of hectares of crops in a single night. This is the human-wildlife conflict at its peak. When an 8,000-pound animal decides your cornfield is its snack bar, there isn't much you can do to stop it. Despite their terrifying reputation, hippos are vital to the planet. Their massive dung deposits act as a nutrient pump for African rivers, feeding the fish and plants that keep the entire ecosystem alive. But they are under threat. Between habitat loss and the illegal trade of hippo ivory, their numbers are thinning in their ancestral homes. But they're vulnerable. Habitat loss and the illegal trade of hippo ivory have put their future at risk. We've fallen in love with celebrity hippos like Mu Deng, but the wild populations need more than just memes. They need space to be the wild, dangerous, and beautiful kings they were born to be. Even the viral fame of pygmy hippos like Mu Deng in late 2024 and 2025 hasn't quite translated into the protection the species needs. We love them as memes, but we struggle to live alongside them as neighbors. The hippo is a creature of duality, the peaceful grazer and the silent assassin. A river giant that can outrun a human on land but can't float in the water. They are a reminder that in nature, the things that look the most relatable are often the most dangerous. If you learned something new about the River King today, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep bringing these wild stories to life. Which animal should we dive into next? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.